Hour by London choreographer Robert North. The ballet sets the mood for a young woman's confrontation and reconciliation with death, set to Schubert's String Quartet in D minor. Also on the program, another Oklahoma first titled 8 by Benny Goodman, and a classical piece by the late TBT co-founder Roman Jasinski.
They make it look so easy.
It's a beautiful work, and we'll have a lengthier feature presenting a young woman's struggle with death. Here's a preview of Death and the Maiden. After years of classical training, ballet dancers sometimes struggle with contemporary dance. Their bodies have practiced balletic exercises for so long, it's sometimes a challenge to execute more modern movements such as these. But it's also energizing. TBT dancers say they've grown both technically and artistically through Death and the Maiden. London choreographer Robert North's inspiration for the ballet was Schubert's String Quartet in D minor, written to express a young woman's struggle with death.
And the first movement is a very energetic, very beautiful piece with certain, I think, premonitions of the death that's about to happen. So the whole first section of the ballet for me is life going along with death amongst people.
Then death grabs the maiden, notifying her that she has chosen to die. North says the second movement expresses the maiden's conversations with herself about her impending fate. TBT's principal dancers Daniela Busson and Rene Micheo perform the leads. Micheo says it's the most demanding role he's ever performed, technically and dramatically.
You have to be able to show that you are on her mind. You're not really there, but physically, you have to have all the intention of death.
North says his first priority was to make the movement express Schubert's music.
But also some of the movement ideas I took from images, woodcuts, German woodcuts of the dance of death. And so that some of them are quite sharp, in musical terms, staccato type movements. So you have these images of death.
North says part of teaching this ballet is discussing death with the dancers, their own fears and imaginings, feelings also experienced by the audience. The maiden ultimately releases into acceptance of death, which brings her peace. North hopes his ballet communicates the same hope. And TBT will perform that ballet again tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. There's a Benny Goodman number on the program that's wonderful, and a classical piece by the late Roman Jasinski.
Most enjoyable.
Yes.
Boxer Tommy Morrison makes plans to return.
Jets. For now, that's sports in a minute, guys.
So now you're admitting it up front so we just don't give you a hard time, is that it?
Yeah.
The hard time's coming anyway, I can assure you of that. A newly hired 911 dispatcher is being hailed as a hero this evening.
And a new construction project may delay your commute this evening for weeks to come.
Call the 12 in Touch Sports Line at 345-1212. Sponsored by Donato's.
This time of year, I look forward to those special holiday traditions.